2025. This is a regular Board of Education meeting. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Carlos Harp is going to lead it, and then he's going to read our mission statement.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good.
Go ahead.
All right. This collaboration between the board and the public strengthens our ability to fulfill our mission to provide a rigorous curriculum that engages every student, regardless of their current academic level, in a safe, supportive, and nurturing environment for all students.
Next up, public fundamentals. Public input is a vital part of. Oh my goodness, I already wrote Rebecca absent. Sorry, go ahead.
Rebecca Chambliss,
Absent with notice.
Carlos Harp,
Here.
Mary Harp. Here. Cindy Holder.
Here.
Mark Kimball.
Here.
Christara McAlpine Taylor.
Here.
Gloria Thompson.
Here.
Public input is a vital part of how Madison District Public School operates. The Board of Education values hearing from parents, staff, and community members because these perspectives help guide the district toward achieving its mission. A period known as public comment is set aside at every Board of Education meeting. This time allows parents and community members to share their thoughts, ideas, and concerns about school-related topics directly with the board. Anyone wishing to speak must complete a request form and submit it to the board secretary before the meeting begins. Each speaker is allotted 3 minutes. That follow these guidelines are accepted and considered by the board. Public comment is more than a formality. It is one of the ways the board gathers input to make decisions in the best interest of the students. Community voices help shape policy, program, and priorities that support student success. While board members cannot respond to comments or engage in dialogue during meetings, concerns may be referred to the appropriate administrator for follow-up. The board also works with district staff to ensure the community questions and suggestions are addressed. Did we receive any requests?
No, ma'am.
You. And the administrative report is next.
Good evening. Happy first day of fall, if I'm not mistaken. So today's report is going to give you information. The last meeting we talked about why students are leaving Madison. So we told you that we had a total of 115 students who exit Madison for the 25-26 school year. And my office took the opportunity to call every parent because sometimes when you send a survey, it doesn't work, especially if they have already left the district. So we called every parent, along with ECC help, the Secretary of ECC, and we were able to get some information as to why kids are leaving Madison. And I feel like a conversation is the best form of data. So I'll pass that out to you guys and we can go over it. You guys can digest it and bring back any questions you may have. Do you need one more? Sorry. Okay. So, of the 115 families that we called, 18.5% of those were not able to be reached, and 54% of the family just specifically said they moved. And that was it, and then we moved on. So the remaining reasons as to why students left, and these reasons represent less than 5% of the families called. Some of the families were concerned with academic credits, not knowing if their kids will be able to graduate on time. Some families were concerned with pressures with peers, such as kids getting in trouble. Some families opted to send their kids to virtual school. So in Madison District Public Schools, we have a virtual school called VLAC, which is in Oakland County. When we send kids to VLAC, we still get a percentage of the funding. So if a kid opts to go to virtual learning school, we still get a small portion of that funding. We also had families had issues with the school climate in terms of like things with the principals. What really stood out was, let me just say that this, when I say families, like I said, is less than 5%. So these are just concerns that most parents have or that was addressed in the surveys and things in terms of leadership in the building. And then 1.7% had an issue regarding sports. So there was like a club or something. So when you think about 2% of 115, that's really like 1 or 2 families. And then we took this data, and then after I got all the raw data, we kind of categorized it. I broke everything down by school. So Madison Early Childhood Center, they had the least amount of families not returning, which is expected because they grade out or graduate out at kindergarten. So, and most GSRP students go straight to kindergarten the next year. Madison Elementary School had the largest numbers of transfers overall, and we did expect that, especially with the 5th grade. Most of them some of the issues were for behavior, virtual school choices. When the no English barrier for some families, that's not saying we didn't offer it. That says that we were not able to get information from the families because of the lack of English that the families were able to speak. And then a small number said that it was because of staff turnover. Madison High School, some of the families said that they wanted to go back closer to home. We have to think about, we have a huge population of Pontiac students at Madison High School. Some was concerned with credit issues. One of the concerns was sibling inconvenience, and a few cited coaches' sports opportunities. Madison Prep, that is the credit recovery. So if you are behind on your credits, you can get enrolled into our prep school, which is inside the high school. It's a small number, but it was the same thing. The one family that did leave was because of credit issues. Wilkinson Middle School had the most diverse set of reasons. So some was because of culture, leadership. Some was concerns about safety, sports, virtual. And once again, the language barriers was not that we couldn't provide support, it was that we couldn't get the information from the families. So of the remaining that was not in the category of unreachable or moved, these are the comments that represent those subcategories. So for example, I'm just gonna try to pull out one. One student left Madison Elementary because he has an older brother in Lanphier and easier to have the students in one school. So that's that one family that was represented in the previous data set that says to be closer with siblings or to be convenient. So this is what we have. I think that because we are a school of choice, we do have a transient population, which represents the kids moving in and out of district at 54%. Once we have our principals meeting next week, October 6th, we're gonna dive into this and see, even though it is less than 1%, it makes a difference. So we're gonna look at this on the building level and see what can we do to prevent this from happening next year.
Just have to thank you. This is incredible. It took, I can't even imagine how many hours it took. I just really want to applaud you guys because this is amazing that you went to all of that. And, you should really commend it for, thank you.
You're welcome.
That gives a ton of information, things that we can address. But also the amount of work put into this was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Carlos Hart?
Sorry.
Definitely, thank you. I love data, I love information, and this does put a lot of questions to rest of what is affecting the students here, be it previous history versus what's happening today. So it's actually very, very glad to see that it's very little of maybe the history that we tend to hear more about. And maybe that's not actually the case based off the data. So I like this. This will point us to a better direction. We can course correct based off information. I love this. Thank you very much for putting the work into this. This absolutely helps us.
Well done, right? Like,
Yep.
very
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Oh, I was just going to say, reading through this, obviously, one thing seems to be more of an issue than others, and I like that we know that that's something we can figure out how to address. Because obviously, how we might see things as a board or other staff members might be different than how parents or kids experience things. So I think this is really nice. Thank you guys for this hard work, and I think the families actually responded too. That was very nice of them to actually participate with us.
Yeah. And I think we would love to take this a step further because I just have to figure out how we can reach those kids that live in Madison that attends Lamphere. I need to figure it out. And I don't know if that can be like a welcome home meeting or something, but the reason that information really isn't captured as to like about previous issues in the district is because these were the families that were here last year. So they had some type of trust with Madison, but I really want to reach out to those families that have not been here in the last 4 or 5 years and see what can we do. So I'm still processing, trying to figure out what can we do, so that is forthcoming.
I like that you weren't afraid to see, because it does take a deep breath and be like, okay, what is it? What's coming at us? How can we course correct? How can we do that? But we don't know that unless we get like people that are willing to do the hard work, which you guys did. I'm very impressed with that. And also people that are willing to tell us.
Yes.
So I like that you weren't afraid to be like, okay, this is the situation. This is what we have to do to make things better or to have people welcome back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to the public, we're going to have a homecoming to welcome all of our students back to Madison District Public Schools. That is forthcoming.
Ooh, I like that.
Love to see a welcome back or come back campaign. I think that would be very awesome. And that could be exactly what we need for this district.
Yeah. So are you saying that you're going to chair that? You're going to be the chair for the campaign, the committee? Okay,
Whoa.
never mind.
I'll be more than happy to help with anything, of course.
Thank you. So if you guys want to dive or look at the data, look at the raw, so the second page is the rawness to its fullest. If you want to dig in and have any questions, or even if you look at it and say like, maybe these are some questions we can ask building leadership as to how can we prevent just losing one student for this reason, please feel free to send me questions and we can definitely have conversations at our principals meeting about this. Thank you.
If I could real quick, I would definitely say we're probably already noticing a very high level trend or pattern. I say let's already start to work in that direction, right? I mean, definitely I want to dig into it more, but we already see kind of a direction it's going.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's stopping us from moving forward with it.
Okay.
Okay, I've been hearing geese in there on the roof.
They're serious. Maybe we can enroll the geese.
Do you have anything else?
No, that's all I have.
And then
They're
our,
hiding. ICE is chasing them. They're here from Canada illegally.
and we'll have our final HUD count after October 1st.
So count day is next Wednesday. It came really early this year, so we will let you know after October 1st. So at the October 6th board meeting, we'll let you know what those numbers are. But we still don't have a budget, so we don't know what the pupil allowance is, per pupil allowances yet. So hopefully we'll have that at the next board meeting.
Okay, anything else?
You may not know this, but just hypothetical numbers, do you know how many, I know how many students have left, do you know how many or are they still coming in to the school?
I think last 2 weeks ago, Pam gave a number of, we enrolled, I think, 112.
She did give the number, I just didn't know if you had an updated.
So no, I don't have
That's
it.
okay.
She's out sick today, but we have been enrolling kids. I know last week Wilkinson Middle School had 3 new students, so they're constantly coming in slowly but surely. So we should have an updated higher number at the next board meeting.
Awesome, thank you.
I will move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature by the Board of Education and will be acted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If any member of the board or any citizen requests discussion of an item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and become the first item of business under the Board of Education action items portion of the agenda. This consent agenda includes approval of the minutes of the Board of Education for the regular meeting of September 8th, 2025. Approval of the check register in the amount of $228,887.47. Approval of the personnel report submitted by Human Resources on September 17th, 2025. I need a maker and support, please.
Madam President,
Trustee Thompson,
I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
thank you. Support?
I'll support.
Trustee Mary Harp. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Christara McAlpine Taylor,
Yes.
Gloria Thompson,
Yes.
Cindy Holder,
Yes.
Mark Kimball,
Yes.
Mary Harp,
Yes.
Carlos Harp.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Next up is discussion RFP for fiscal year 26 auditors. So I know I did some investigating and they said October is really when it should be out. I know we were talking about November, but it seems to be the consensus that we should be doing this in October.
I don't think we necessarily have to do an RFP. We just have to get, we have to submit it for services. For services doesn't require an RFP.
But you want quotes.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't require a whole RFP, but we can submit for quotes.
Yes. So you're going to do that sooner rather than later. We're not going to put it off till November.
Yep, it'll be on my agenda, yep.
All right. Anybody have any other questions?
Should we clarify the difference between an RFP and quotes just for the new board members? Do you want to clarify like when you need an RFP and when you just need quotes? And what an RFP stands for?
Well, RFP, request for a proposal, that is mainly for when we're using bond or any items that are over 30,000 with a state threshold, which a new amount will come out next month. So fiscal 25 threshold was like $30,560. So anything above that, you need to request for a proposal, especially if it requires materials and things that involve construction.
And also, when you are purchasing a service, you don't need to put out an RFP. You just really need to send out and say, hey, we're looking for a new auditor. What's your quotes? Please send in what you have to offer. And that they will just send that back.
Everybody good?
So we're going to request in October. We probably will have the formal quotes at the November board meeting.
You're going to send them out before
Yes.
that. Perfect. Thank you. building usage. Do we have anything new? It's discussion time from the board. Is there anything that we would like to discuss?
Did we get anywhere last?
Trustee,
I apologize.
no, you're good. Alpine Taylor,
President.
go ahead.
I felt like I guess we've had discussion. It's just, what do we do from here? I guess that's my question, and I'm,
I would suggest, and I think October 1st, find out exactly what number of kids we have where, would be my suggestion. Because we don't want to over or under guess. I mean, obviously, it's the board's decision, but I was kind of, in my mind's eye, waiting to see what kind of total building usage we might end up with. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was told I talked loud enough for it not to be an issue. Upcoming financial commitments.
At this time, we don't have any. We are still working with the last commitment for the sinking fund with getting the RFPs for the units replaced at Wilkinson Middle School, the rooftop units. Last year, we had a huge issue with relocating classrooms because some of the units went out. So hopefully we can get all that going. We're on this timeline that was presented last board meeting.
Any questions? Next up, board member terms. I know that Superintendent Perry had asked about this, and because we will have 4 seats open next November, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have Gloria and Mark Kimball's regular seats. And then we will have Mary Harp and Carlos Harp's seats open. And Carlos would be a 4-year seat because you took Mary Bush's spot. And then Mary Harp's seat would be a 2-year seat because she took April's spot.
They only get
No,
the seat until the next election.
But it keeps their seat in the same sequence that it used to be. So there's 4 and 3.
I don't think it works that way. I think it works till the next election, which will be next year.
Right.
Those terms expire at that point. They don't,
That's why some run for 4-year seats and some run for 2-year seats.
run for 2-year seats. They're all 4-year.
Let's double check. We know 4 are definitely
So
up.
is it safe for me to say that Trustee Thompson, Kimball, and both Harps are, their term ends December 31st, 2027.
2026. They're even years. We run on even years.
Oh, next year is 2026. Okay, never mind. I'm like, okay, so December 31st, 2026, and then
Me and Rebecca and Christara are all in one cycle.
that is, you guys came in last year, 2025, so you guys would be.
So we would be 28?
well, I came in
This
in
past
January.
year, January
Oh, right.
2025.
Yeah.
25.
So you go all the way into 29. Then that makes it off.
December of 28. December 31st of 28.
Okay,
Does that
gotcha.
make you feel better?
I feel better.
But I will, you guys can just call Joe and double check.
Okay.
I know we used to fill partial seats and I don't want to suggest that we're doing it wrong.
Okay. Follow up.
Okay, next up is the first reading of policy updates, 1130, 1240, 2210, 2264, 2266, 2412, 2414, 3110, 3120.08, 3362.01, 4410, 4162, 5200, 5335, 6107, 6110, 6111, 6112, 6114, 8210, 8400, 8462. Did we have any questions for any or all of them? Trustee Mary Harp?
I was like, no,
Oh,
but.
okay, go ahead.
I do want to highlight that the reason why we have so many policies that need updates is because some of these policies have not been updated since 2008. And so it was to the point where Trustee Thompson and I, we were on the call and we were being led by Neola, and then we were comparing what was recommended versus what we had. And he's like, oh, you missed a whole cycle in between. Like some of the things have been required or mandated legally that we didn't even have. So our plan is now that we have this set, we have a whole nother set that we're working on. So this project is probably going to take about a year for us to finish.
And this is the first reading, so if there's any adjustments, we do it now. And then the second reading, they're approved.
Okay.
So if there's anything that we want to address before we read it again, the sooner the better, obviously.
We can address it at the second reading too, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And can we get an update on the bylaws?
Rebecca isn't here. She's the chair.
Do you know where we're at?
Rebecca was supposed to present them to, I forgot his name, Scott. And I haven't heard anything.
All right. Because that was done a few months ago now,
Yeah.
and we still haven't seen them. Okay, snow removal contracts.
So Ricky is in the process of still receiving those. Hopefully we will have those to you guys at the October board meeting.
Any questions? Let's move on to ratify the 2-year collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Heights Secretarial Association. The district has completed negotiations with Madison Heights Secretarial Bargaining Unit and reached a tentative agreement for a new 2-year term prior contract. This agreement is limited in scope and maintains all provisions for the prior contract with only 3 targeted updates. First, medical plans have been updated to align with current offerings and contribution structures. Secondly, the holiday schedule now recognizes Juneteenth as a floating holiday, providing staff flexibility while honoring this national observance. Finally, the agreement includes a wage opener, a reopener clause allowing both parties to revisit wage discussions within the terms of the contract to ensure fairness and alignment with fiscal realities. This 2-year ratification provides stability for staff in the district while addressing important benefit updates and ensuring a structured process to review wages in the near future. It is recommended the Board of Education ratify the 2-year collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Heights Secretarial Association. Anita Maker and support.
Madam President,
Trustee Mary Harp.
I make a motion that the Board of Education ratify the 2-year collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Heights Secretarial Association.
Trustee Thompson will second. Discussion. Just so that it's out there, do we know what the wage opener clause, what percentage it's going to be?
It's in your packet, but I would have to look it up.
Oh, okay.
Hold on
I
one
thought you
second.
knew
No,
off the
it's-
top of your head. Sorry.
Don't know everything, President Holder.
Hey, I was trying to catch up with all the reading you gave me, so I apologize.
Let me check my handy dandy notes.
Generous.
So there is not an amount, there is if we hit a fund balance, and the fund balance is, I think it's 5%. Oh, wait, hold on, here it is. It's the same. Yeah. So for the duration of this contract, in the event that the independent financial audit determines that the district fund balance has reached or exceeded 5% of the annual budget during the school year, the bargaining unit and the district agree to reopen salary negotiations. Such negotiations shall take place between November 1st and December 31st of that school year.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Carlos Harp,
Yes.
Cindy Holder,
Yes.
Mary Harp,
Yes?
Christira McAlpine Taylor,
Yes.
Mark Kimball,
Yes.
Gloria Thompson.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Next up, the two-year collective bargaining agreement with Madison Heights Educator Association. The district has concluded negotiations with the Madison Heights Educator Association and reached a tentative two-year agreement. This contract represents a continuation of the existing agreement with limited updates designed to improve clarity and efficiency. Specifically, the agreement includes minor revisions to contract language and processes, ensuring smoother implementation in alignment with district practices. Additionally, the contract establishes a wage reopener clause, which will allow both parties to return to the bargaining table during the contract term to review compensation. This provision ensures flexibility in addressing economic conditions while maintaining stability for staff and students. By adopting this two-year ratification, the district secures contractual continuity with its educators while also providing a structured process to revisit wages at a defined point. It is recommended the Board of Education ratify the two-year collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Heights Education Association. I need a maker and support, please.
Madam President,
Trustee Mary Harp.
I make a motion that the Board of Education ratify the two-year collective bargaining agreement with the Madison Heights Educator Association.
I'll support.
Trustee Thompson, supported. Is the structure the same?
Yes, so the wage reopener clause says, for the duration of this contract, in the event that the independent financial audit determines the district's fund balance has reached or exceeded 5% of the annual budget during the school year, the bargaining unit and the district agree to reopen the salary negotiations.
Thank you.
Such negotiations shall take place between November 1st and December 31st of that school year.
Thank you. Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Gloria Thompson,
Yes.
Christira McAlpine Taylor,
Yes.
Mark Kimball,
Yes.
Cindy Holder,
Yes.
Mary Harp,
Yes?
Carlos Harp.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Next up, ratify one-year collective bargaining agreement with AFSCME Local 1468, custodians and cafeteria workers. The district and AFSCME Local 1468, representing custodians and cafeteria workers, have reached a tentative agreement to extend the current collective bargaining agreement for 1 year with no changes. This extension maintains all provisions of the prior contract as is, providing stability for employees and the district while allowing additional time for comprehensive discussions in the next full bargaining cycle. It is recommended the Board of Education ratify the one-year collective bargaining agreement with AFSCME Local 1468, custodians and cafeteria workers. I need a maker and support, please.
Madam President,
Trustee Thompson,
I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Education ratify the one-year collective bargaining agreement with AFSCME Local 1468 custodians and cafeteria workers.
support.
Support?
Trustee Mary Harp, supports. Discussion.
Madam President,
Trustee Carlos Harp.
I just want to make sure that we don't lose track of it at any point and that we do come back to it in a timely manner so we can continue to review it.
Anybody else? Trustee McAlpine Taylor.
This is just a 1 year though, right?
I think that was his point.
Oh, okay,
Let's
I
not
apologize.
lose-
Okay, I was like, this is just 1 year.
So can I add the process? So usually when it's just a 1 year or when any contract is going to be expired at the end of the year, we usually start negotiating around February or March, depending on how much changes or how many changes we need to make. So we will probably open this back up around February or March. They usually reach out to us and say, hey, the contract is coming to an end, send us some dates that we can start meeting.
All right, thank you for that.
Good. Roll call vote, please.
Carlos Harp,
Yes.
Cindy Holder,
Yes.
Mary Harp,
Yes.
Christina McAlpine Taylor,
Yes.
Gloria Thompson. Yes. Mark Kimball.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Last is the approval of the third-party contracts for self-contained teachers, grant-funded social workers, and a speech therapist. The district continues to face significant challenges in filling critical student support positions. Self-contained special education teaching position. 7 district hire applications were received. However, none resulted in successive placement due to candidates accepting positions elsewhere, declining offers, or not meeting qualifications. Grant-funded social work position. The applicant pool was very limited with no qualified candidates identified. Speech therapist, despite outreach and multiple recruitment attempts, no qualified applicants were secured for this role. To address these shortages, the district engaged several staffing agencies through Oakland schools. Through this process, fully certified and experienced educators, social workers, and a qualified speech therapist were identified. These professionals are expected to integrate effectively with our staff and provide high-quality support to our students and families. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the third-party contracts for self-contained teachers, grant-funded social workers, and a speech therapist as presented. I need a maker and support. Trustee Mary Harp.
I make a motion that the Board of Education approve the third-party contracts for self-contained teachers, grant-funded social workers, and a speech therapist as presented.
Thank you. Support?
I'll support.
Trustee Thompson supports. Discussion?
I have a question.
Trustee Mary Hart.
So these positions, will they be fully hours, or are they ones that like we share part-time with another district since, Oakland County helped us to?
So these positions will be here full-time. The reason why Oakland County came into play, or Oakland schools, was because this is a shortage that other districts are experiencing too. And so as a ISD, they reached out to third-party vendors to see what can they do to offer and to offset the vacancies. So that's why they were involved. So they came through Oakland schools, but the staff will be 100% Madison staff. This is the second year we had the speech pathologists as well as the grant-funded social workers, because the grant-funded social worker or counseling position is only for a one-year grant. So people aren't going to join a district for just 1 year. So we ended up posting again in May. So we post in May of this year to see if we can get someone for the following year. So the positions will be posted back up. And also the position for the self-contained special education teacher, that posting is going to stay up just because it was a great idea that the union came and was like, well, you know, people graduate in December and they may need placement. So we are going to leave that posting up.
Thank you.
President Holder?
Trustee McAlpine Taylor.
So I have a question. Was this how many social workers?
It was 3 grant funded.
3. So
They're
there's,
not necessarily social workers. Some are behavior health counselors.
okay, I wanted to, if that was the one we spoke about earlier this year, that was actually, okay. Gosh, I'm gonna be real. I have such a difficult time. I have a difficult time with so many social workers being contract. I hear the speech therapist was there from last year. It's a lot of contracts. And I know you're doing the best you can. But I have a difficult time with so many, because I mean, especially at in May when there's a lot of graduations and stuff in the master's program, that there wasn't someone that was, first of all, it's really expensive to have these third-party contracts. And I know it's only a 1-year grant position, great experience for more of a beginning social worker or self-contained or speech therapist. So I know we're doing the best we can with what we've got, right? I just really struggle with third-party contracts, especially with this many employees.
I think that the culture and the mindset of education has changed. I don't think it's more expensive. I think it's a break even, because you think about when you have a third-party contract, you're not paying, for every employee that we have, we pay at least 40% in benefits. So just hypothetically, I'm just gonna use $100,000 because it's an easy number to, if we're paying an employee $100,000, we're actually paying $140,000 for that employee. This third-party contracting just allows us to break even because we're not paying benefits for the employee. And then some people look at it like we're paying this employee more than we're paying our own employee. That's not true, because this employee does not get 100% of this contract. This employee works for this company, and the company takes a portion of the contract too. So it's not like we're paying them more because, hey, we feel like you're better than our staff. It's just a shortage. So one of the things we could do is, we could not apply for grants and then just don't have the support.
Well, so obviously that wouldn't be amazing, right? I think that, you're talking about somebody at the higher end of the scale. If we had like new people, I know the self-contained special education teaching positions are impossible to get. I do know that, right? And yes, the contract company gets a sizable, I used to work for a contract company, right? They get a sizable portion of that, let's say that $100,000, right? Or $140,000. They get, well, when you put it on top and it's a break even, right? They would get a large portion of that. So I do understand that. I'm just saying, I don't like third-party contractors.
And then we also have to realize that in education, not just third-party contractors are leaving within a year, teachers are leaving within a year. So it's like a catch-22. Like we taking a chance on the third-party contractor leaving in a year, and we're also taking a chance on a new teacher leaving in a year. We're grateful that the speech pathologist has been consistent. I mean, those are very high in demand, but whether you're contracted or you're a part of the union, you are an at-will employee and you can leave whenever you want.
And I'd just say, I like that we're going to keep all these up. And at least to Kristara's concern, it can't hurt us certainly
We're not keeping all, just the self-contained teachers.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that you were going to do that for the counselors as well. Okay. I'm
And
glad
we-
I asked.
We did not post the counselors in May because we did not receive the grant again. So this grant that we're paying for the counselors through, we only get 1 year at a time. So in May, we were not sure if we were going to get the grant. I don't think we found out we were getting the grant until like August or late August or late August. So that's why the social worker and the behavioral health counselors were not posted, because we didn't know we were getting the grant.
Anybody else? All righty. Roll call vote, please.
Mark Kimball,
Yes.
Christara McAlpine Taylor,
Yes.
Gloria Thompson,
Yes.
Cindy Holder,
Yes.
Carlos Harp,
Yes.
Mary Harp.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Up is board comments. Trustee Thompson.
Happy fall, everybody. Glad to see we have an audience tonight of at least one person. And that's all I can say.
Thank you.
Everybody's sick.
Evidently. Trustee McAlpine Taylor.
I just want to reiterate what a great job that you guys did on the exit survey. It really deserves a lot of, comments, and just that you did a great job on that. That was excellent done.
Trustee Mary Hart.
So again, thank you for that hard work. And I think for most of us, it's kind of obvious in a direction we might have to go. So I think that's very helpful to us. We look forward to the creative way that you guys will come up with reaching out to the students. I wish I could just knock on the doors in my own neighborhood, but they would probably find that a little odd if I did that. So probably won't. But happy first day of fall, y'all.
Carlos Harp.
Like everyone else, I just want to say thank you for the data, for the information. It's wonderful that we can clearly look at the state we're in and see where we're in to see where we need to go next. That's great. It just feels nice to be able to look to the future instead of to the past. So for me, this is such a wonderful thing. Thank you very much. And I do hope that as a whole board, we can continue to do stuff like this.
Thank you. Trustee Kimball.
Just everybody enjoy the beginning of fall, and hopefully it's a good school year.
So I heard "Go Lions," so I will repeat that. I just want to say thank you
When are
to,
the Lions on?
like now. I just want to say thank you to all of us sitting up here. It's hard work. We had a lot of homework to do this last weekend. And I just want to say thank you for those of us sitting up here trying to move forward. Thank you for the people working hard in the background that don't always get the thanks that they deserve. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
Madam President,
Trustee Kimball,
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll support.
Trustee Thompson, supports. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Turn at 7:50.
7:50. Good night.